Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into a topic that's, well, absolutely vital for anyone who owns land, especially if you like sharing it, for hunting, fishing, or even just having friends over. We've gone through quite a bit of material on property safety and owner liability. Our mission today, to pull out the key insights you need to stay informed and, frankly, protected. So the big question we're tackling is this. What are the actual liabilities property owners face if someone gets hurt on their land? And that includes invited guests, maybe even uninvited ones.
It does. And you might be surprised. The research we looked at shows the scope of liability is pretty broad. It's not just the obvious stuff like a rickety step. A really key point from the material is that you could be, well, on the hook for liability even for things like criminal activity or other security issues.
The criminal activity, how does that work?
Well, if it's determined that the incident was actually foreseeable or predictable, basically if there were signs, maybe inadequate lighting or known issues in the area and you didn't take reasonable steps.
Yeah, it just really hammers home how important it is to understand these details from protecting yourself, your assets, everything.
Okay, let's unpack this a little because the idea of being liable for a trespasser, someone who technically shouldn't even be there, that feels wrong to a lot of landowners.
It's a really common reaction and a great question. It comes down to what the sources often refer to as due diligence for maintaining your property. Now, look, a trespasser doesn't have the same standing as someone you invited over, obviously, but owners generally can't intentionally harm them or, set traps. And in some situations, there's even a duty to warn about known, really dangerous conditions, especially things that might attract kids, like an old pool or machinery.
Okay, so it's not about rolling out the welcome mat, but more about not creating, hidden dangers. Exactly. It's about basic safety and safeguarding your assets, too. The research was pretty clear that many injuries could have been avoided if property owners had been more vigilant. It's really a call for being proactive.
Right. So what are these common conditions, sort of pitfalls people should be looking out for? Our sources listed several key ones. Think about your own places. We list these. Open cisterns or wells, not properly covered, branches that haven't been cleared, the kind that could fall on a car or, worse, a person, old structures, maybe leaning sheds or barns that could injure someone if they collapse, existing tree stands, that's a big one for hunting properties, ones that might fail, and things like washed out roads or trails.
And what's really striking is how these things that might seem minor can just balloon into huge legal and financial headaches. Like the sources say, an uncovered old well could result in a broken ankle, maybe worse, or loose overhead branches might fall and cause someone serious injury.
Yeah, not just a minor scrape.
Definitely not. And these are exactly the kinds of scenarios where, negligence